The hour was late, the city breathing with neon lights and restless engines. Kingsley Adebanjo, billionaire and face of Adebanjo Holdings, had just escaped another charity gala, another night of hollow praise and expensive lies. The limousine doors shut behind him, silencing the noise. His glass-walled penthouse towered above Lagos, a monument of power and emptiness. He wanted silence, whiskey, and sleep. That was all. But when the elevator doors opened, the silence inside wasn't peaceful. It was watchful, alive. He slipped in his keycard, stepped inside, and a hand clamped over his mouth. His instincts kicked in. Years of deals, threats, and bodyguards made him ready for danger. Then he heard the trembling whisper, "Please, don't make a sound." It was a woman's voice. He turned sharply when the hand released him. "Amaka?" The maid stood before him, small, steady in her black uniform and white apron. The new maid, 2 weeks on the job. Her eyes were red, wide, frightened. "What are you doing in my house this hour?" Kingsley hissed. Amaka took a breath. "Please, sir, don't raise your voice." "Why shouldn't I?" "Because your son is sleepwalking, and if you wake him wrong, you might lose him."
Kingsley froze. "My son?" Amaka nodded toward the dark corridor. "It happens every night around this time. I stay back to watch him. Tonight, he almost reached the stairs." The words cut to him like cold steel. He hadn't been home in days. He didn't know. No one had told him. His boy, 7, quiet to shy, was walking in his sleep, searching for something. "You're not paid for this," Kingsley muttered. "I know." That simple answer broke something inside him. For the first time, he looked at Amaka not as help, but as a person, one who had noticed what he, the father, had missed. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked quietly. "I didn't think it mattered to you," she said. The words hit him harder than any insult. A faint sound interrupted them. Tiny footsteps. Both turned. A small figure appeared down the hallway, barefoot, eyes half open. "Daddy," the boy murmured. "Junior," Amaka whispered. "Walk slowly. Don't startle him." Kingsley knelt. "Come here, son." The boy stumbled into his arms. "I was looking for you," Junior whispered. Kingsley's voice cracked. "I'm here now." He held his son close, breathing in the scent of cocoa butter and innocence. For the first time in months, Kingsley realized he had been building empires while losing the only kingdom that mattered.
"How long has this been happening?" Kingsley asked. "Since I started, 7 nights, always after midnight." He pressed his forehead against his son's hair. Guilt clawed at him. Amaka adjusted a picture frame, an old photo of Kingsley and Junior at the beach. The boy's smile in the frame was brighter than any memory Kingsley had left. "You know," Amaka said softly, "when I was a child, my mother worked 2 jobs. I waited by the door each night just to hear her voice. I didn't need gifts. I just needed her presence." Kingsley said nothing. The truth in her voice was enough. "Your boy is still waiting at that door," she added. Kingsley exhaled slowly. "Then I'll start knocking again."
Dawn spilled across the glass walls. The city outside was loud, but inside, peace. For the first time in months, Kingsley sat at breakfast with his son. Pancakes, bananas, and cinnamon. "Do you like them?" he asked. Junior nodded, mouth full. From the kitchen, Amaka watched silently, a faint smile tugging her lips. "From now on," Kingsley said, "we eat breakfast together, every morning." The boy's grin was small but radiant. It warmed Kingsley more than any business win. Days turned into weeks. The penthouse no longer felt like a museum. There were crumbs on the dining table, laughter in the hallway, and drawings on the fridge. Kingsley canceled meetings, answered calls at home, and learned to tie shoelaces and read bedtime stories. He failed often, but Junior laughed each time. Amaka stayed quietly consistent. She cleaned, cooked, reminded him, "He wants to show you his drawing." She became the quiet anchor of a home being rebuilt. One night, Kingsley met her by the door as she prepared to leave. "Amaka," he said, "thank you." She looked puzzled. "For what?" "For saving him that night, for teaching me presence." Her eyes softened. "He doesn't need saving, sir. He just needs his father." From the hallway, a small voice called, "Daddy!" Kingsley turned instantly. "I'm here, son." Amaka watched him rush back, a faint smile on her face, before she slipped silently into the night. That night, Kingsley tucked Junior in and whispered, "I'm not going anywhere again. When you wake, I'll be here." Junior's tiny arms wrapped around his neck. "Promise?" Kingsley kissed his forehead. "Promise." He stayed beside the bed long after the boy fell asleep. Outside, the city moved as it always did, but inside, something new was born. Not wealth, not power, but presence. Kingsley had finally come home. If this story touched you, remember this: children don't need riches, they need roots.
They don't feel love through words, they feel it through presence. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more human stories, stories that remind you what truly matters. Share in the comments where you're watching from. Every message means a lot to us. Until next time, stay kind, stay hopeful, and stay close.